I cut the check, I cut the check, I cut the check. Tell my niggas we up next, so we up next. She shot a text, she shot a text, she shot a text. Kill the I might put the different day, put a nigga on that same shit. I've been ballin' with my niggas, Kevin Cambridge. Oh, you drippy, but you better tuck your chain quick.
Alright, man, what's up? We back with another episode Between the Lines, and today we got a lot to talk about, so I'm just getting straight into it. So we are finally getting deeper into the playoffs. Round 1 is over, round 2 is about to start. We had some great round 2 games so far. Some teams are still waiting to see where they're gonna play, like the Lakers. We waiting to see who we're gonna play. So might as well just get straight into it. So the Lakers, we waiting to see who we're gonna play. It's between the Thunder and the Rockets. And to me, I'm not gonna lie, I wanna face the Rockets, but I think the Thunder got this series. I just feel like I've been saying this for a long time. I've been preaching this for a long time. With Mike D'Antoni's system, you will never win. It's been like that since he had Kobe, since he had Steve Nash, Carmelo. You'll never win. It's just shooting. ISO ball, small ball, running the team through one player, one great offensive player, and it gets you great. You're doing good in the regular season, but as far as the playoffs, you're not going to do anything. And I just feel like you can never win. You can never win with that system. It's never going to happen. So I don't know. They might get far in the playoffs, like they might be the Thunder, but I don't see them competing with us at all. I feel like we would blow them out the water. Because if you don't know, they don't have nobody over 7 foot. They got Tyson Chandler, but he don't play. So I'm just not even counting him. They have nobody over 7 foot, and we probably have one of the most skilled big men of all time. And he's gonna kill them. He's gonna demolish them. I don't care. You can say Robert Covington been sticking good post D on big man. He hasn't played Anthony Davis. He played Anthony Davis before, but he hasn't. Come on, bro. He's not messing with Anthony Davis, especially what Anthony Davis been doing in this playoff. He just had a 40-13 game. He's not messing with Anthony Davis. It's no way. It's no way. If the Portland Trailblazers couldn't mess with us with their 3 big men, they got them nice big men, Yusuf Nurkic, Hassan Whiteside, Zach Collins. If they couldn't mess with us, you think Robert Covington's going to mess with us? You think PJ Tucker's going to mess with us? I know they're 2 great defenders in their own, but it's AD. It's a different monster right here. It's not the same at all. So, I don't know. I just feel like if they play us, we're going to beat them 4 or 5 at the most, 5 at the most. But I feel like the Thunder got this. I feel like they got this. Because, like I said, you can't win with Mike D'Antoni's system. And, like, CP3 showed it yesterday. He showed he want this. I seen somebody say earlier, if CP3 is having one of the best seasons of all time, just straight out of pettiness. Because he wants to beat his old team. And I was like, that's kind of funny and it's kind of true. Because he's leading this team that everybody thought they weren't going to make the playoffs. Well, they're better than the last team that was last year, and they had 2 top 15 players. And he's the only top 15. You probably wouldn't put him in top 15. Some people say he's like top 20, top 25. He's leading this team to a better record than them. They're looking like they're coming out the first round. So the Thunder last year, they lost in the first round. And it's just looking like everybody that said PG was washed, he not going to do nothing. That just looked like that was stupid. And I'm not going to lie, I was one of those people. I didn't say he was washed. I still say he's a great player. I just feel like he couldn't lead this team to nothing. Well, they're the number 5 seed, I want to say. Number 5. I think they're number 5 seed. And they just look great. Like I said, I think I talked about Lou Dort in my last episode. He had one bad game 5, and everybody crucified him. They said he not shooting well, he not sticking great defense. Everybody crucified him. Main person, Kendrick Perkins, that dude is so annoying. He said put him in a dunker spot. If he's not gonna shoot well, put him in a dunker spot. Motherfucker had one bad shooting game, and everybody just want to like get on his ass. Like he's a big player or something. It's Lou Dort. He's a rookie. Like he's not even supposed to be as good as he is right now. He was undrafted. He's not even supposed to be that good. And for him to be that good, for him to be able to get in James Harden's head and stick great defense on James Harden, for him to have one bad game, it's going to come. You're a rookie in the playoffs and you're starting. It's going to come. And I like how he responded yesterday. He had 16 points, played great defense, especially in the clutch, played great defense. I like how he responded. One person I've been kind of disappointed in that I said I was going to look out for is Shea. Shea had a couple good games in the beginning, but like last few games, this seemed like he's fading away. He had 4 points. He had 10 points yesterday. It seemed like he's not like really getting his buckets or affecting the game at all in the playoffs. Dennis Schroeder's still doing what he does. It's just killing. I think he had 27 yesterday again. He closed game 4 for them, and he's nasty. I like how Billy Donovan put him in the starting lineup because he understood that's a game that they needed to win, and I like how he put him in the starting lineup. And I think he played a lot that game yesterday, so it sparked a lot. It sparked a lot for that team. They didn't have that bench scorer off the bench, but this team is a team. That's why I love them so much. This is a team. You can put CP3 and Shea on the bench, but you got Danilo Gallinari, you got Dennis Schroeder right there to help with the offensive load. You can put all 4 of them on the bench. You still got Darius Baisley that can carry the offensive load. He can't carry it, but he can still do great on the offensive load. Especially against this team, you got Steven Adams that can do great against that defense. So like, this team is a team and they know how to play with each other. That's why they gotten so far. And one person I really want to see them use is Andre Robertson. I know he hasn't played in like 2 years, and he played in the beginning of the bubble, but like, I feel like he can be a great wing defender to stick the threes that the Rockets going to shoot, because they're going to shoot their threes. They're going to shoot at least 30 to 40 threes a game. That's just what he is, and that's how dumb that system is. It's never going to work. But they're going to keep shooting them threes, and I feel like he's a person that's a great wing defender, a great defender on the 3, so I feel like they can use him a little bit more, especially for this Game 7, because this is it. Y'all lose, y'all go home, y'all win, y'all play us, and y'all not beating us. And they will have a better chance against us than the Rockets, to me, I think. The way CP3 playing, he looked like he just out for everybody. He called ISOs on one of the best defenders in the league. He was torching Robert Covington. He was torching him. And like, I never seen that. You calling the ISO on one of the best defenders in this league, and then he hit one nasty move that only CP can do. He dribbled, went to like, I want to say the top of the free throw line, went through his legs, never dribbled again, spin move into a fadeaway and splashed it. And I seen him do that against Bradley Beal in a little workout in the summer. I was like, you can't put it out in the middle of a game. He pulled that out in the middle of a game and splashed it. And then yesterday he was ISOing the hell out of Robert Covington. Step back 3. He ISOing him. I was like, yo, CP3, what are you doing right now? Like, why are you doing this to him? And they got a video of him staring at James Harden, which to me, it didn't look like he was staring at him at all. Like, from one angle, I could see how you could see that. But, like, from the angle where it's, like, out and you could really see what he was looking at, he was looking at his bench. He wasn't paying attention to that. Or he was looking at the clock. He wasn't looking at James Harden. But I like this revenge he's trying to get. I hope they win, because I just want to hear that story. You get traded, Russell Westbrook get traded to the Rockets, and they trade him for Chris Paul. Now Chris Paul makes that teams better, and now Chris Paul beat the team that just traded him. That's funny to me, and I'm a story type of guy. I love stories, so that's an amazing story that I want to see. Other than that, the series ends tomorrow, so can't wait to watch that. Hopefully CP3 does some nasty stuff. Hopefully Shea shows up. I feel like Shea's going to be the X factor tomorrow, because you know CP3 is going to show up. You know, Danilo, he's been having really low key good games. You know, Dennis Schroeder's going to show up because he's been arguably their best player in this series. So, hopefully Shea can show up, and that would be that little thing to where I feel like they will win that game a lot. Not by a lot, but like they will win that game most likely. But next series I want to talk about is the Raptors versus the Celtics. Now, I had the Raptors winning this, but Siakam is kind of scaring me because he hasn't been playing good in the bubble at all. Like, he hasn't been looking like all-star Siakam at all. And I'm not just going to write them out because, like I said, this team's so deep that if Siakam goes out there and averages 18 points like he did in the playoffs last year, they can still win this series in 5 or 6, because this team's deep. You can have, if he's not carrying the offensive load, you can have Fred VanVleet, you can have Norman Powell, you can have Kyle Lowry, Marcus Gasol, Serge Ibaka, and you can't tell me those players can't do that, because they have all did that before. They've all had nights where they've been the number one scorer on that team. So I just want him to take that step to where it doesn't look like he's Kawhi's sidekick. Because last year he did this and it was acceptable because you had Kawhi averaging 30. But right now you're the best player on this team. I need you to go out there, not average no 30, but go back and average your 24 that you was averaging in regular season. So hopefully he can step his game up, because I feel like he can have a really good series, and a series that can make people realize who Pascal Siakam is. He's not nothing to play with. Like I say all the time, it's baby Giannis, just not as much strength, but like skill, not way skillful, but I think he's more skilled than Giannis. and he already has the three knocked down. Like, he can knock down the three at a real good rate. So I'm just hoping that he can have a great rest of the series. Kyle Lowry didn't look good. I think their number one scorer was Serge Ibaka. Like, he had 15. Like, that whole team didn't look good the first game. Celtics just blew them out. Kemba's playing like Charlotte Kemba, looking nasty. JT's having silent games. He had 24, and it was from 50% from shooting, which is really good. And I'm watching that game. I was like, I didn't even realize he been doing anything. It's like he'll hit a shot, then next quarter he'll another shot, and a couple more shots. I don't even be peeping that he be doing that. Jaylen Brown had his type of game, 18 points. I think that's going to go up more. And these big men they me realize they might not need big men because they play so well with this team. Yes, Robert Williams getting in foul trouble, but he just brought that energy last game, and that's the energy they needed to beat that team. Daniel Tice had a good game. Almost got in a fight with Serge Ibaka. Daniel Tice had a good game, running the floor, playing great defense. Like, these two big men, I'm not saying they still don't need a big man in the regular season because you can always get better, and that's a part where they can really, really get better at. But I'm saying they had a really good game, and they showed me a lot from that game. Like, they can continue this. Hopefully, Robert Williams just stop getting in foul trouble because that's how he is. He's so block heavy, and he wants to make that highlight play. There's nothing wrong with not making a highlight play. It's all about making a smart play sometimes. And this team looks really good. Hopefully, they can get Gordon Hayward back by the time. Before the season series ends. Marcus Smart's playing like he plays one of the best role players in the league. A player that every team would want. A player that plays amazing D, is a leader, doesn't want to score, but when you need him to score, he can score. He can be a starting point guard in this league. I don't care what nobody says. He can be a starting point guard in this league. A great playmaker. Can stick 1 through 5. I've seen him guard Joel Embiid. I'm like, he's an amazing player, and he's just playing consistent like he always is. A very consistent player, as I should say. So hopefully, I don't know. I still want the Raptors to win this series because I feel like the Raptors can go all the way, like win the championship and everything. But I just want this to be a good series because neither one of these teams are my team, so I'm not really worried about it. But like, hopefully it's a good series. Hopefully it doesn't look like it's gonna be a blowout every single game because Celtics killed them. It didn't even look close. But another series I want to talk about is this series that already ended. Mavericks versus the Clippers. Now the series was just mainly about Luka, as it should have been. Luka did amazing for his first playoffs, averaged 31 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. And he was doing that on great all-time perimeter defenders in Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. And he was also doing it on Marcus Morris, who's also a great player and a great defender. But speaking of Marcus Morris, he got to stop with this whole bullying thing. I liked it. I liked it in New York because it fit the style. They don't want to get known as a pushover, which New York is. So I understood that whole bullying thing in New York. But you are now not the best player on your team. You haven't really been doing nothing. Luka's been killing you the whole series. And one game you step on his hurt ankle. It looked like you did it on purpose, but I'm not going to say you did because I really rock with you. It looked like you did it on purpose. Then last game, you made a play on the ball, but you smacked dude right in his face. So I'm just like, yo, you looking like a dirty player right now. You got to chill on that. And I feel like he's a player that's also misunderstood because he's just a player that just plays jail ball, basically. Jail ball. And the NBA right now is not used to that. Back in the day, he would be getting praised for what he's doing. All that little dirty stuff. And it might not be dirty, but all that stuff he's doing, he would get praised for that. Because that's how it was back in the day. It was more raw. But I just want him to chill out, like, so let your game show, because you haven't really been playing that good. He played good in game 5. He ain't playing good in game 5. But I'm just saying, like, yo, chill out, yo, focus on the game more, because you were getting, excuse my friend, he was getting fucked up. Luka was killing it. And then, I'm going to talk about this, but I'm also talk about this later. Matter of fact, I'm just going to talk about that. Forget that series. Clippers won. Clippers are waiting to play the Nuggets and either the Jazz. So they're still waiting for their team right now. I don't know the way they looked in this series. I don't know if they can even win those series. But let's go to the Heat versus the Bucks. Game 1, And the first half, Bucks killed them. And I was like, y'all really think this Heat team could compete with this Bucks team? They proved me wrong a whole lot. One, Chris Middleton, you had a great first half. You were nowhere to be found in the second half. Nowhere. He had 20-some points in the first half and then ended with like 26. And like 22 in the first half, ended with 26 in the game. Nowhere to be found. Giannis, you were just making costly turnovers, not hitting your free throws. You were getting stuck in the moment. I don't know if it was because your wife and your son was on the sideline. You was kind of nervous, and that's probably why. It was their first game, first time seeing them in a couple months. He was probably nervous. But you wasn't making your free throws. I feel like Mike Budenholzer should have played Brook Lopez a little bit more. Should have played Dante DiVincenzo a little bit more. I just feel like he just got outcoached that game, most definitely. And Jimmy Butler played like the old Jimmy Butler. That's all I can say. He played like Jimmy Buckets. He was not missing. He was not passing. He didn't want to pass. He just wanted to kill the Bucks. And he's a crazy player. He's a crazy dude. Players are now allowed to bring their family in. He's not bringing his family in. And I don't know if this is for the story, but I heard that he said he's not bringing his family in because he understands this is a business trip. That might just be for the story. He might not just be bringing them in because he don't feel like it's safe enough. But if that's really true and you don't want to bring them in because that's a business trip, you are a crazy individual. Not crazy in the head. Like, you are a person that wants this. He wants this bad. He wants this championship bad. And this team showed me yesterday that they have enough right now to be a contender in the league. Goran Dragic is one of the most underrated players in this league. The way he plays basketball, so smart, a good defender, a good ball handler, a good passer. He just makes the smartest plays, and he's so skillful. But really, what I really want to talk to you about this series is a couple hours ago, it was like a video of Giannis, and it said the question that they asked him was, why didn't you guard Jimmy Butler? Or did you want to guard Jimmy Butler? And basically his answer was like, no, I would do whatever coach wanted me to do, and coach didn't want me to do that. So then we have Isaiah Thomas coming out of nowhere saying, I don't want to lie to you, so I'm gonna read the exact thing what Isaiah Thomas said. Isaiah Thomas said that as a competitor and a defensive player of the year, which Giannis is, that's your job to take that assignment. Talk about to guard Jimmy Butler. He said, I know Marcus Smart, Avery Bradley, and Kawhi would have been like, fuck out of here, I'm guarding him. Okay, so my response to that is, Kawhi, he said he's guarding Luka when Luka was killing Paul George and Marcus Morris. Kawhi said he's guarding Luka. Kawhi was still getting torched. He was still, and that's no hate to Kawhi. He was still getting fucked up. It was more than one game, but this right here is one game, so I'm not gonna say nothing about that. But he was still getting fucked up. Avery Bradley and Marcus Smart. First of all, Avery Bradley would not say that. Let's stop gassing Avery Bradley like he's a great perimeter defender. He's a good perimeter defender. Back in the day, a couple years ago, he was great. But right now, he been getting torched all year if he plays. Marcus Smart, he would have said that, and he probably would have did way better. Because Marcus Smart, like I said, is just different. He's different. But Marcus Smart and Avery Bradley are not asked to go guard the best player and also score 30 points, like Giannis is. Not also to get 15 rebounds, get your assists, lead your team. They're not asked to do that like Giannis is. He's dealing with so much. So I'm not going to be mad at that. And then it seems like they saying Giannis don't got that dog in him. That, like, I want to win. I want to do this. Are you really telling me that? Like, that's what it seemed like? Because this is a dude that used to be skinny as hell, sorry, trash as hell. Now he's one of the best players in this league, buff as hell, one of the most dominant players in this league, a player that every team is scared of because of how dominant he is. You got Shaq saying that he's the modern-day Shaq, and that's a big praise because Shaq back in the day dominated. Nobody was stopping him. Now he's saying that's Giannis, basically. And it just seemed like IT and Kendrick Perkins, he had something to say about it. He said facts, something like that. He had something to say about it. It felt like they saying that he don't got that dog in him. Y'all retarded, and that is a dumb take. You got this man out here. First of all, the nigga had 4 fouls. If you're guarding Jimmy Butler, he's gonna try to draw a foul. That's what he's been doing all year. We haven't seen this type of Jimmy Butler where he just draw all these types of fouls. That's been his game all year. But yesterday, it was just him scoring. He just wanted to score. But Giannis had 4 fouls. I understand not going on to Jimmy Butler because he's going to easily go back to what he's been doing and try to draw these fouls to get you out the game. Other than that, he also had to guard Bam. And I'm sorry, Brook Lopez is not guarding Bam like Giannis was. So he had so much he had to do. He can't focus just on Jimmy Butler at that point. Y'all got to really watch the game and pay attention before y'all just start saying dumb shit. And why are you bringing up Avery Bradley? Like, come on, bro. Avery Bradley's a good defender. But I'm sorry, Avery Bradley's not saying that when nobody's getting torched. If fucking Kyle Kuzma getting torched by Luka, Avery Bradley's not going to be like, all right, I got Luka. Because Luka will fuck him up. Anybody will fuck it. Yo, Avery Bradley is not that great of a defender no more. Let's stop that narrative right now. And IT, you saying that because that's your bro. I see that right there. I see bias. I see cap right through that. You're being biased right through that. I see that. And you're saying that because that's your bro. But only player that's really valid on here that you could say that he would have said that and probably would have did something, I feel like, is Marcus Smart. But Marcus Smart doesn't have to do what Giannis has to do. He has to do so much. And I just feel like they trying to say Giannis don't got that dog in, which is one of the most dumb things. That boy Giannis wants this. He wants this. And if he lose this, he will be destroyed. If he lose this series, he will be destroyed. Because this is the best time to win because we don't see a favorite at all. You can say that, but we don't see a favorite at all. But I'm not going to sit here and question Giannis as a defensive player, which a lot of people have been doing. You just got to report that an all-star say Giannis is not even that good on defense. That's hate. That's basically what it is. That's hate because Giannis is obviously one of the best defenders in this league, if not the best defender in this league, because he can guard everything. He can guard the paint. He can guard the wing. He can guard everything at an elite level and will shut you down. I can put Giannis on any player in this league except KD because KD will give everybody that ever lived buckets. He will give everybody that ever lived buckets. But I can put Giannis on anybody else, and I know he can shut them down. I know he can. But I don't know. That's just my little rant. I just didn't like how it seemed like they was trying to come at him though. But this Heat team does have a perfect team to beat Giannis. Because the defense, the many looks, they put Jay Crowder on him, Andre Iguodala, Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, Kelly Olynyk. Just put so many looks at him, so many elite defenders, except Kelly Olynyk. He's not elite. But so many looks at him, like it's so hard to score on each and every one of them because they're all elite defenders. And Chris Middleton, you got to be that closer. Like, you got to turn up like you was turning up in the first half. You got to turn up like that all game. To me, you was shutting the haters down in the first half. You was dogging. Brook Lopez is doing his shit, shooting, and then he barely played in the second half. I'm like, Mike Budenholzer, these two were going crazy in the first half. You got to keep playing them because this team, y'all had second quarter. The score in the beginning was 40-19, 40-29, and in the beginning of the quarter, the Bucks was up by that much points. They had 40. And 5 minutes later, it was 46-42. They came back that quick, and he not playing his best player. I'm like, Mike Budenholzer, yo, you gonna lose this game because Brook Lopez and Chris Middleton, they was giving y'all that push y'all needed to beat this team, and then you shied away from that, barely playing them. It seemed like he was getting outcoached yesterday. I don't know who's gonna win this series. But the main thing I really want to talk about is I'm not even gonna say Nuggets versus Jazz. It's Donovan Mitchell versus Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray is a dog. Jamal Murray is different. And he proved me wrong. I said he didn't deserve that contract he got. He proved me wrong. Because what he does that a lot of players, not young or old, what he does that they can't do is he steps up in the playoffs. In the regular season, he was averaging 19.8 points. In the playoffs, he's averaging 37. He steps up in the playoffs. He goes crazy in the playoffs. And that's something that I can respect wholeheartedly. One game, he has 50. Next game, he has 42. Next game after that, he has 50 again. He steps up in the playoffs, steps up in his big moments. I swear on everything, I swear he made 5 shots in a row. And it was a close game. He made 5 threes in a row. It just looked like he was not missing. He was not. And he looked like the best player on the court. Well, you can debate with Donovan Mitchell, but he definitely looked like the best player on his team. Jokic is having a good series, but it's nowhere near as compared to what Jamal Murray's having. He's dominating them. They throwing Joe Ingles at him, Donovan Mitchell at him. They throwing Jordan Clarkson at him. All decent defenders, but he's killing them, torching them. He's torching them, and it's not to stop. And it's the same thing on the other side. Donovan Mitchell, he's torching Torrey Craig, Jeremy Grant, Paul Millsap. He's torching them, and that's why I'm saying this is a series between them two, and this is a great little rivalry. I like this rivalry because they both playing, they both hooping, they both. Somebody said, forget they team, just let them two play 1-on-1 for the game 7. I was like, all right, I'm with that. Just let them two play, cause that's what it's been seeming like. Jokic still been averaging his 20 and 10, but like I ain't been realizing that because Jamal Murray been going crazy. Rudy Gobert is having a decent series, sticking Jokic, sometimes getting Jokic's head, sticking great D, but like when it comes to the fourth quarter, you can't get that boy the ball at all. Mike Conley's having a resurgence. It's like low key, but like he's starting to look like old Mike Conley, a little faster, better shooting. So the Jazz team has a good team. They're missing Bojan because Joe Ingles not doing nothing. So they definitely missing Bojan, a great shooter and a person that can get their own bucket and that can facilitate. But Donovan Mitchell is just carrying that team. His back hurts. He's carrying that team. He's carrying them. Scoring wise, it just looked like nobody wants him more than him and Jamal Murray. Like nobody wants him more than them in the whole playoffs. Nobody wants him more than them. Donovan Mitchell comes out, shoots a game-winning shot. Not game-winning, but like game-winning where not the buzzer goes off after it, but like that's the game-winning shot. You up 109 to 108. You down 109 to 108, and it's like 20 seconds left. You hit that shot. Now you up 110 to 109. They missed their shot. And that's the game-winning shot. That's what I mean by that. So he hit the game-winning shot, turned around and said, I want this shit. I want this. And I felt that. I was like, yeah, you do, yo. You want this. Nothing stopping him. And I like that. I like that heart because he's been hearing all this talk. Y'all been saying he's not even on Devin Booker's level. He's not on Bradley Beal's level. He trying to prove y'all, well, look where they at, look where he at. And look what he doing on the biggest stage of basketball. Well, not the biggest, but one of the biggest stages of basketball. That's what he trying to prove, and he want this. Jamal Murray, on the other hand, he wants this because he wanted to show people that he here also. Like, he on their level, too. I don't want to say that. I don't think he on their level yet. But he's up there, too. And I like how he's, how he had George Floyd and Breonna Taylor on his shoes, and he said, I'm doing this through them. They're giving me the power to do this, and I like that. That's also power that we need, and that everybody's seeing. All that interview that he had where he got emotional, everybody's seeing that. That's why I'm saying that we're still keeping this Black Lives Matter thing as a forefront, because we got players putting it on their shoes, we got it on the court, we got it on our backs. Like, it's still the forefront, but we're still going to play basketball and use our platform to do better things. That's why I'm liking this right here. And this series, I'm watching this game. I'm watching this game tonight. It gets better in the fourth quarter, but I'm watching the whole game. Hopefully, who would I want to win? Because whoever wins this plays the Clippers. I want Nuggets to win this, like I said in the beginning. But Donovan Mitchell this playoffs is becoming one of my favorite players. So it's a win-win for me. It's a win-win. But one more thing, man. Alvin Kamara, what are you doing, bro? I'm sorry I had to switch into football out of nowhere. I don't do this a lot because nothing really happened in football. But Alvin Kamara, what are you doing? He wants $16 million. He wants Christian McCaffrey money. So you sit out 3 practices in a row. To me, that's just, I hate when people do that. Like when you sit out waiting for a contract. Bro, you're going to get that contract. Probably not 16, probably like 12 to 14 million. You're going to get a good contract. Why are you sitting out? Like, I just feel like that's just so sad that you just worrying about yourself. I feel like that's so selfish. You worrying about yourself instead of going to practice with your team that's going to need you to make this push to get this championship that we want, that we are built to get. But you're going to sit out because you're not getting your money. That's selfish to me. Michael Thomas didn't do that. There's a lot of players that didn't do that because they know they earned that and they going to get it. But right now it's not about that. It's about that championship, and that's selfish to me. And then it just came out with a report that the Saints are willing to trade him. I don't like that attitude, bro. If they trade him, I wouldn't be mad. Trade him and pick up Leonard Fournette, who just got released. Do that. Please do that. Because Leonard Fournette not gonna sit out. I don't think he's not that type of player. That to me, that's sad that you gonna sit out. That's so selfish. I would have a fit with him. If I was on the team, I would have a fit with him. We here trying to practice. We working hard, and you gonna miss three practices, unexcusable, because you ain't getting your money yet. That's sad, bro. That's sad. I'm sorry, that's sad. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't. Oh, and one more thing. That's what I gotta talk about. This is a little topic that I don't think a lot of people ready to hear. If I was starting an NBA team right now, you say, I'm gonna draft one of the best players in the league to have for 10, 15 years in my franchise for the next 15 years. I'm taking Luka over Giannis. This is why. As the best player on the team, I should trust you to shoot the last shot. I should trust you to carry my offense in the last 3 minutes of the game. I don't think Giannis is ever going to be able to do that. I'm not saying he's not a great number one option. I'm saying it just doesn't look like the shooting or just like the offensive game is going to get to the point where I could trust him with freaking 3 minutes left and we down by 4. I can trust him. Like, I can trust Luka with that. Because it was overtime. They were down by 4. He, like I've been saying all day in this podcast, he was killing them. He hit the last 3 shots in that game 4 game. When he hit the buzzer beater, he hit the last 3 shots. I can't say that about Giannis. I was looking for Giannis to do something yesterday because they was only down by like 6. And he wasn't doing nothing. He was turning the ball over, getting clamped up, looked nervous. I don't think he's ever going to get that. And I don't think he can be a number one option. I think he needs somebody that can do that next to him. Chris Middleton is somebody that has the skill that can do that next to him, but doesn't do that. And that's why this Bucks team don't look as scary as they do in the regular season because they get exposed in the playoffs. They might lose this series. They might. One thing I want, even though this is about Giannis, I want Chris Middleton to realize, Giannis right now is not ready to close the game. You right now, clutch-wise, probably not, but the shot selection you take and the way you can shoot and the way a good offensive player you are, you should be able to take these last shots. Take these last shots. Please tell everybody to move and take these last shots because Giannis is not ready for that. And the reason why I say I'll take Luka because I think Luka is ready for that. He's been taking these last shots. Yes, he's not been making them. Like, they did a statistic about he took 10 last second shots this year and only didn't make none until the playoffs. At least he's taking them. Giannis will not take them. Giannis will not take these last shots. I just feel like Luka is easier to build around Luka. Like, to me, I feel like they only need one more piece, and that piece is just a 3-and-D wing. I mean, they're both pretty easy to build around, so I'm not gonna say that. But I just feel like Luka he has it already. Like, if they had a 3-and-D wing right now, I feel like they'd be set. They'd be set. And I don't know. Luka showed me a lot this playoffs. He showed me a lot. I feel like he can. Next year they might get that championship. They might. They look scary. And the way I was watching a video, like it was the heated moments in the bubble. So like all the fights and little commotion they had. Kristaps Porzingis, he just looked like he just wanted to smoke with everybody. He all in everybody's face. If you mess with Luka, he was in Marcus Morris' face the whole video basically. And people don't even realize he was playing like an MVP before he got hurt. Y'all, the Clippers are lucky, and I say this with so much in my voice. They lucky he got hurt. That boy was averaging 30 and 15 in the bubble, and nobody peeped it because what Luka was doing was amazing. But he was averaging 30 and 15. 2 MVP players on this team, and you just add like a little 3-and-D wing, like a little Robert Covington, a little. I know they hate him, but a little Marcus Morris would be great on this team. And this team is a championship team right there. So, I don't know. I got more hope for Luka's team and Luka himself more than I got for Giannis and Giannis team and Giannis himself. So, I don't know. We'll talk about that later. But this is it for this episode, man. I'm going to start uploading more. I just went through a little rough couple of days. So, I'm going to start uploading more. I'm better now. And that's it, man. watch these playoffs because this is a great playoffs. I love the bubble. I love the atmosphere. I don't know if you guys ever been to an AAU game, but it feels like an AAU game, and it's fun to watch. So watch the bubble.